Yo, what is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to episode 78 of the Casual Weebs podcast. Last week, it sucks. It is what it is. YouTube, low-key shadow banned us. They just did not, post or show the last episode, which is fine. Honestly, I thought it was a banger ep. It was nothing but laughs and joking around. It was hilarious and a lot of
Right.
fun. But in last episode, what we did talk about was this week was going to be one of the nastiest weeks of an anime, and we completely called it. It was so unbelievably good. We're talking about, one of the best animes out right now. One of the best new gen animes, Gachiakuta. Oh my god, are we eating with this one? Also, Demon Slayer movie came out, and that was absolutely insane. Incredible. It was so good, and it absolutely killed it in the box office. We're gonna be making a video on it coming out very, very soon, talking about it because it was just so good. We also had a lot of other amazing animes dropped. DanDaDan and the Kaiju collab is still ongoing, and it has been killing it. It's been really, really cool. But I gotta know, Kinta, what's his ability, bro? There's no shot, especially after this episode. There's no shot that this guy doesn't get powers somehow. No. It's so, it's teasing it. Bro's gotta get something.
Especially taking the sci-fi angle, you've got the occult, you've got psychic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're introducing the sci-fi aspect. I definitely think Shinta gets something for sure.
He has to, and it's so funny too with the evil eye come back. I was like, oh, I'm out. We're heading back to Grandma's house. This must be the day. Time to fight again. Let's go. It's nah, bro. You gotta chill. But also, guys, another anime that has absolutely popped off this week was the To Be Hero X season finale. And let me just say, it was amazing. It was so good. So we have a video dropping this week talking about the last episode and talking about all of season 1 and looking at season 2. I am so excited to get in and talk about it because To Be Hero X dropped such a phenomenal season. Like I said it last week. This week was going to be a phenomenal week of anime, and it absolutely was. Gachiakuta, perfect. Demon Slayer, perfect. To Be Hero X, perfect. It couldn't have been better. So, can we just talk about Gachiakuta first? Can we just kind of get into that? Bro.
So good, dude.
Almost here.
I feel like we met her way quicker than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
Having read the manga, I was pretty surprised. We've met her super quick, so I feel like the story is moving at a pretty good pace.
What I'm really liking though too is that I don't know if just my kind of personal perspective of this or what. I feel like they kind of changed Amo a little bit from the manga. So I thought that we were actually low-key going to get her sooner in the episode, not kind of at the end, you know what I mean? But we kind of got that little teaser at the end, it kind of skipped a couple of things, and we saw, that little smirk and then engine dropping to the floor, and it's oh shit. Oh shit, little teaser for next episode. Next episode is where shit's gonna pop off, boys. I was a little...
Not to get real.
I was a little eager. I said that this episode is going to be the one that breaks the internet. It's going to be the next one. But going back to that, Amo to me was kind of the very crazy, psycho. You know what I mean? It was very Harley Quinn-like. You know what I mean? I don't know, very outgoing, very energetic. Yeah. You know what I mean? When we got that little teaser at the end and it kind of shows her eyes kind of getting darkened. You know what I mean? That little smirk. I'm like, yo, are they kind of making her a bit of a badass in the anime adaptation? For me, that's the difference between that and the manga is that she was more again crazy in the manga. It wasn't more the aura farming, mysterious, powerful kind of character that they kind of teased about so far this time.
Yeah, it gave off a much different vibe than I took in the manga.
Yeah.
You're definitely right. That Harley Quinn energy, very outgoing and kind of cutesy. I do love the design. The ribbons
Mm-hmm.
in the legs is crazy. She looks great, but definitely I feel like they did a good job of kind of matching her personality to that kind of villain almost aura. They definitely paint her as a villain in the end, but they do it in a way the screen literally goes black and then they just show Engine passing out.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of good, but you're right, they did skip a few things. But
I think it was just a tease. I think it was just a teaser. I think that the next episode is going to start earlier on, start at her house. You know what I mean?
Cut back and kind of show what happened prior. Yeah, probably right. You're definitely right though. Next episode is gonna pop off. That's when shit really starts to go down.
Yeah, so there's a whole 10 minutes in between, getting to Amo's house and Engine hitting the floor. I don't think they're skipping that.
Nah, there's no way. I feel like they'll probably cut back and give you the full recount of what happened. But next episode is loaded, dude. I feel like the animation ever since we got to Canvas Town has been crazy though. They've done a really good job of animating the the vital instruments and stuff, and the whole painter. I wish we would have got to see what Rudo got drawn on him, but really cool the whole way through.
I don't even think in the manga we kind of saw what she drew on him. We did see like the clown, the drawing as like a clown. Yeah, that was in the manga. Good. But I don't think we ever did see it was like on their back. So like I kind of understand that. Like what else would you kind of like put? Like make something up, I guess. But yeah, that was awesome. I think that they definitely did change a couple of things like in a good way, just because like it's an anime, so you can kind of like run with it. Like Canvas Town definitely did change a little bit, whereas like it really popped. It really showed like the free spirit of it, the colors, the explosions, the craziness, which was just awesome. To me, that episode, like going to Canvas Town, was low-key boring. And this was the first time I've actually like, wow, I actually don't want to read the manga before, because like I get where people come from now. I was just be like, yo, like why can't you just enjoy like a little slice of life, a little like downtime, you know what I mean? Because I've always enjoyed that as an anime only. But I mean, I realized I've only enjoyed that because it's the first time watching it. When I read the manga, I'm like, bro, I already know all this. Get to this one part that's really awesome. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, I get all the manga readers now. That's why when there's a little bit of downtime, they get antsy and like, this is stupid, just move on. And I'm like, okay, so like that was like a little bit of like, I kind of understood now. So like, I'm not gonna lie, I might hold off on mangas now until I actually like watch it, because in my opinion, watching it is better, you know, first, getting that first reaction kind of thing. But they did surprise me at the end of the episode. That animation was phenomenal. I was like, oh wait, what the like, where did this come from? It was incredible. It's like they're trying to compete with Demon Slayer or something.
Dude, so good. And I know Bone Studio is like definitely one of the big dogs when it comes to like animation, but I feel like honestly from like the first episode up until now, they've done a phenomenal job, and everything has been like really well animated. But like it's even like little things. Like the even like the R around the Jinky, and like it changes it into a tattoo pen. Like all that stuff was really cool and like very well done. So it feels like the details do give the animation kind of like that edge. I definitely feel you, like you do spoil stuff when you read manga and you're like a little more antsy, but
yeah,
I could definitely relate to that. But like still, they do like even the quiet, like more slice of life scenes very, very well.
Oh yeah, I really enjoy them. And going back to this past episode we just had, the whole thing with the TV, like that's anime only, right? Like I don't really remember that. I thought there was something more with that. I was like, wait, what's going on here? Or did I just miss that in the manga? Because they're making this TV to be something crazy.
It like I guess it's just like symbolism, but I never really picked up on it either. Like it didn't really apply to me, even like having read the manga, and maybe I missed something, but
yeah,
it never like jumped out to me. I was like, oh shit.
Because when they panned the TV at the top of the mountain of trash, and then it kind of cuts to the Raiders and shit, I was like, wait, was this a part of like the manga? Is there like some like weird ability with like this TV? Are they able to see through the TV? Are they spying on them? I'm like, wait, what's going on? Because then it cuts to Jabber, and he's like, all right, yeah, we got to go to what's it called? To see Abo, and it was just like, wait, what? And then they bring the TV, and they made a notice of that too. Like in the back of the car, they showed the TV again. I'm like, wait, did he take the TV in the manga? I don't really remember like what exactly he took. We just kind of know what he took when he uses it in upcoming fights.
Yeah, and like the Raiders like powers aren't really explained that well yet. Like you have like the whole portal guy. Like I could definitely see the TV playing into it, but I mean, there's like 200 chapters. I definitely have forgotten like bits and pieces of it just because you're like crushing it in one night like a normal person.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, it's definitely something I might have missed in the manga, but it was like a huge aspect of symbolism in this episode.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited for the next episode too, because I want to see more about that. I want to see if they are, you know, taking a certain liberty with the anime, and it's like an anime only type of thing. You know what I mean? Where they're like trying to make something a little different from the manga, which I mean is going to end up happening. You know, it's just natural that they don't do a 1-for-1 with these animes, you know, from the manga. So there are going to be differences. But also, I cannot wait to see what they do with Amo, because I wonder if it's just like a selling point. You know what I mean? Kind of just like, oh, let's make Amo like this mysterious aura forming badass. You know what I mean? And we kind of meet her next episode, and she is that like very like crazy little psycho kind of character, you know what I mean, like the Harley kind of Quinn type, or if they're kind of making her more that like aura forming kind of character. I mean, I don't know. Like, that threw me off. I'm like, yo, Amo's design was not what I like envisioned. It's not like what I pictured, and that's like the cool thing is that like when you read it, you kind of get your own ideas in your head, and it's kind of painted a certain way. But then the anime takes like their own perspective. So I don't know. It's like a very cool thing of this being my first anime that I read the manga beforehand. It's like, it's fucking weird, bro. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if I like it or not. It's just Gachiakuta, I can't wait. That's the only problem. So like, I gotta forget it so it's easier.
Nah, you're so right. Like it does spoil some things and like kind of lessen the impact at times, but I do like the way they're doing Amo. I think it's like a little different. It feels a little different initially, but we'll see like kind of how they do it. You're right. It's like there's definitely pros and cons to reading a manga before something comes out. Like you already know what to expect, but in the same way, like you get surprised by animation and it's still a different experience. And I think they've done a really good job of it. And Bones is good. You know what I mean? They've done a great job with it. They've done other really good stuff, but I think next episode is really gonna pop off. We'll hopefully like understand Amo a little better, but very good introduction. Very very good.
I think because of like the way they like made it, we're gonna get a lot of what's coming up next episode. It seems like next episode is gonna be packed. So I'm again excited. I cannot wait to see people's reactions. Of course, TikTok, YouTube are already exploding with the Amo edits. Like, bro, ever since episode 1, it's been nothing but Rio edits, and I'm not gonna lie, they hit. It's the music, the edits, because Rio just does nothing but Aura farm. You know what I mean? So like, it's so the material's there. It's made itself. You know what I mean? All these like cool edits of being like, yeah, we get it. Rio's a badass. But now you have the Amo ones that I've hit, where it's like Amo's gonna like tear things up, and I really like how they are kind of like making it seem like she's the villain. Is she? Is she? Are we? They're trying to make it seem that way. I don't know what direction they're gonna kind of go with it, but yeah. Again, I think that the teasing of the next episode was awesome. I think it was sick, and I cannot wait to kind of get into it, especially because, again, they might change some things. You know, maybe in a good way, maybe in a bad way. But that's something I've always heard whenever I like watch these animes and stuff like that. People are like, yeah, it's like wildly different. Like, for example, Solo Leveling was like way different from the manhwa. Like, he was like a kind of a different like they straight up changed his personality. So I'm kind of like interested to kind of go into this, be like, okay, what is the anime's take? You know, what is their idea of how they want to portray this and stuff like that? So I'm excited. I think it's gonna be sick, and also I'm really excited to see what Bones does, because I don't know if we brought it up before. It might have been last episode. Bones is also reanimating, bringing back Soul Eater. God bless Bones, bro.
Let's go.
Like, Soul Eater is such an awesome anime. I absolutely loved it, and apparently, because I didn't know, because I didn't read it, it like sucked. The anime sucked. It was very different from the manga. The last 15 episodes weren't even canon, apparently, because they just caught up and like, all right, we gotta make stuff up. So I'm really excited to see how Bones treats Gachiakuta, because I think it'll be great foreshadowing with how we're going to see Soul Eater. If it's going to be more, you know, in tune with the manga, the animation, the way they portray characters. So I'm excited. It's like a new experience, and I'm just kind of vibing. I'm just kind of chilling. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Dude, hell yeah. That's really sick. They're redoing Soul Eater, because I feel like they're in a really good place right now. They're doing awesome work.
Mm-hmm.
But part of like the joy of like having read a manga and then watching it get animated, you do get those liberties and like extra scenes or like anime only stuff, and like it is usually pretty sick. I know we got a lot of that in Jujutsu Kaisen, and I appreciated it. You know, everyone's not the same, but I think they'll do Gachiakuta really, really well.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be sick, guys. Like, it's gonna be an amazing anime. And again, we're a little friend of mine. 24 episodes.
Let's go.
24
Heck
episodes.
yeah.
We're not even at 12 yet, so I'm really excited. I think that the Amo arc is phenomenal. I think if you're an anime-only watcher, brace yourselves. It is about to get insane. And what's really cool about Gachiakuta is, like, the characters are all over the place. You gotta imagine, like, we're in this world of trash, and it's, like, unlawful, like, crazy, like, Wild West type of stuff. Not every character is good, not every character is bad, you know what I mean? They're kind of people.
Right.
Sometimes do bad things, sometimes do good things. So it's really cool, like, when we see in this world, characters bounce across that line. You know what I mean? And it's cool because Amo is kind of one of them. There's a lot of people like that are like, are they good, are they bad? We don't know. And that's what makes, like, the anime and the manga is so good, because you're kind of like, oh my god, I hate that character. Wait, I actually love them now. And the characters you love in the beginning, you're like, wait, like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's so hard, first of all, to hate any of the characters, but, like, it's awesome when, like, they're not one or the other. You know what I mean? It's kind of, like, in the middle. It's kind of gray area. And that's what Gachiakuta is. It's the gray area. It's all over.
And Amo is, like, the perfect example of that.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get her backstory, it's like, damn, you can't help but, like, first off, love that character, but B, like, relate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's tough to hate a character that once you get her backstory, it's like, yeah, you know, I kind of get it. And yeah, I think next episode will really, like, give some insight. You know, at least the next couple episodes will. But Gachiakuta does that really well, and it's, like, really enjoyable to, like, relate to a character in a way that, like, nobody's, like, too good or too evil, and, like, it's not like Naruto where, like, there's, like, one good guy or, like, a true, like, force of good.
Yeah.
And, like, the Raiders are sick. There's a lot of really good characters. It's hard to, like, definitively say, like, somebody's objectively good or evil, and I think they do that really, really well.
Well, let's go back to episode 1. I mean, Rudo swore to go back to the sphere and just fucking kill everybody. Like, is he really a good guy?
Right.
Is that who you're gonna say is a great guy? You know what I mean? And rightfully so, you can see where Rudo's coming from. That's the best part. You know what? That's actually the best way for anyone who's an anime only. It's Rudo. We have a lot of characters like Rudo, where he does good shit, he does bad shit, but, like, you understand the reasoning, and you're kind of like, yo, I kind of, like, fuck with the character. It's like Jabber.
Yes.
Jabber is a villain, but who doesn't love Jabber? He's awesome,
Right, yeah.
bro. You know what I mean? So the more characters we get, the further this plot develops, and we get the twists and the turns, and all the information and the lore drops. It is just phenomenal. I am so unbelievably excited. I hope you guys are too. I'm just wondering, when are we finally going to drop the merch? Actually, I did see on TikTok an Engine shirt, and like I'm like, ooh, like boys, I'm just saying, there's a couple characters where they start dropping some fire merch, whether it's shirts or whatever. Like I'm not gonna be able to help myself. It's gonna be bad.
The ads are hitting, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know they're targeting you. It's like, oh yeah, you need some merch. Let me slide that your way.
Bro, I've been waiting for the Gachiakuta merch, bro. Like it's so
As
good.
I wear a Luffy shirt.
Yeah. It looks good, dude.
Uniqlo, Japan.
There we go. All right, Kaiju 8.
Dude, Kaiju 8 was sick. I feel like these episodes are hitting harder than people realize because there's a lot there. Like they're starting to weaponize like the numbered Kaiju that they have, which a few episodes ago we didn't even fucking know they had this arsenal like set up and stacked up. They haven't really talked about Hoshina using number 10 as much as I thought they would, but like it was really, really cool to see him training Kafka, and like the scene where he like hits the bag and you're like, yeah, Kafka like got a good shot in. Guy just like one punches and it's like, all right, I got you, Hoshina. You're tough. Dude.
And he goes absolutely flying. It's like the knuckle snake, the boom, and it's like, damn.
Bruce Lee shit.
Yeah, and he goes absolutely flying. It's like, all right, yeah, Kafka's not making as much progress, but yo, like there, it's like the calm before the storm, and it's not even calm. Like it's absolutely insane. You can tell we're about to get into this massive fight, and like you think it's huge, but then this episode's like, wait, it's gonna be even bigger than we thought. Because we thought it was just like the Defense Force versus Kaiju 9. Not the case at all. Like, oh my god, we got introduced to a bunch of Kaiju at the end of this episode, which was just amazing. They look so cool. They look like they have like attributes of Kaiju 9 kind of like split up a little bit. So we had the one person that looked like the evil Shinomiya, which by the way was kind of sick.
Sick, dude.
Bro,
sick.
It looked dope. But then also you have like someone who's like super fast, super strong. Like it's really, really kind of cool to see how they're gonna approach all of these and like fight them. And it's gonna take a lot. They seem super strong and they're really intelligent because they're leaving before the Defense Force can even get there, which I think's dope. But it was kind of like full circle. It's kind of like that deep moment that it kind of just hits where it's like Shinomiya's getting her mom's, outfit, the weapon number 4. Like that's gonna be absolutely insane. We're wondering if Shinomiya was gonna get a numbered weapon, and getting like the one that her mom had was just like, it feels like it hits home, but it's like, bro, if something happens to Shinomiya, bro, because like her mom wore that and died, her dad had number 6, and he's dead, like, and now she's getting number 4. It is not looking well for her, and bro, like that's gonna be messed up if Shinomiya ends up dying in this fight.
Kaiju number 8 does a really, really good job of like making the side characters excel. Like in the very beginning when we were doing season 1, it was like, oh man, we love Ichikawa, like he's a homie, we hope he gets his flowers. Here he is using like a numbered weapon, like dude's at the top. It was really good to see Shinomiya kind of get the same treatment, because I feel like she was the last one. Like we really haven't got that much with her, but I think that's really sick. I definitely think it'll pay off. And also like really just like really good feel good moments. Like you have Hoshina training Kafka, and like, he was like, oh, you lied to me, and hits him with like the fake knife. Like some really good feel good moments. Yeah. You're exactly right. And what's her name? Mina. She says the same thing like towards the end of the episode. Like it feels like the calm before the storm. It's not really that calm. You have like numbered Kaiju popping up left and right all over the place. And like some of the designs of those Kaiju were super sick. That like monolithic square with the faces.
How are you gonna fight that?
What the fuck is that?
It's
really
Doctor
creative.
Who shit.
Yeah. Really well done. I thought like they introduced some really cool designs and Kaijus. But like I had said this a while ago, because of course, like every good anime, I spoil it by reading the manga. Mm-hmm. It feels very like Shibuya Incident, like very big, like super impactful. It really is the calm before the storm.
Bro, like you actually just said that perfectly. This does feel just like Shibuya, where like people are gonna die, the fucking city's gonna get destroyed. Like no shot that ends up in one piece. Like there's no way. But like it's so like exciting, and like you said, there's a lot of like really nice moments. Like Mina and Kafka, having that like sit down and talk. That was awesome, bro. That was awesome.
My man just tries to like spin away from her. He's like, yeah, no. She's like, yeah, get over here and sit down. Like, as your friend, not your commander. Sit down as your friend. Yeah. Love that. That was a good moment.
Bro, like, low-key, I want to say this. I hope that they don't pursue the romance between them. That it seems like there's kind of brewing. Because I don't want it to be like a Naruto-type shit. Where it's like, oh, they're childhood best friends. There's something there. They want to be strong together and take out all the Kaiju. Awesome. and then you don't really focus on that, and you're just like, oh yeah, by the way, they end up together. It's like, bro, that doesn't feel good, right? If you're not gonna focus on it, then don't have it. Always just have it be those two friends that are trying to compete to be the best, you know? So I hope, because now we're starting to get them to interact more, you know what I mean? It's kind of like the beginning of the end. So I'm kind of hoping that it kind of just stays that way, because I actually really do love Kafka and Mina's dynamic. Like, I'll never forget, and like this moment reminded me of it, when Kafka was like on the brink of like, is he gonna make it, is he not? And in the back of the class, do you remember that when they had the ceremony? I was like, oh yeah, you guys all made it. And Kafka wasn't there. I'm like, oh, did he not pass? Did he not pass? And then they brought in that he was on a trial basis. And he's like, I'll work so hard to be able to stand next to you. And everyone's like dying laughing. Hoshino was on the floor.
What?
Yeah, Hoshino was dying. He's like, yo, this kid's a fuck up. Like, what is this guy doing? Like, that's the commander, bro. Like, she's in charge. That's a captain of Division 3. You kidding me? And everyone's, and like, she cracks a smile. That's when Hoshino was like, oh. Like, I never seen her, like, smile. It kind of reminded me of that, you know what I mean? And it was just, like, such, like, a sweet moment. I was like, dude, I love those two talking together, but, yeah. Hopefully they don't, like, just be like, oh, yeah, by the way, they got married. That'd be weird.
I'll just say this. They do it very well. It's very satisfying, and it's well done.
All right, bet.
I think viewers will be satisfied. Kaiju was, like, very short in the grand scheme of things. Like, when you compare it with some of the other, like, big Viz mangas, but perfectly done. But this truly is the beginning of the end. Like, there's only, like, 113 chapters, I think. Like, it's not a long running thing, and it really does feel like season 3 will be like the final arc. If they did like a 18 to 24 episode season, I could see that being the end.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. It seems like, because, like, it sucks, because, like, it's true, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's the beginning. It's like, yeah, like, this is the end. Like, they're probably going to be setting up the fights, you know, to end the season, and then it's like, all right, next season's just straight war, and then it's going to end, like, the end of the series. And, like, that's just it. And it's like, bro, that doesn't feel good. Like, they could have went on for so long, and it's like, why didn't they? Was it, like, boredom?
It is really good, though, the way they do it. Like, it's wrapped up promptly. Like, they do a good job of giving you, like, the backstory, and without saying too much, the samurai, which I bring up almost weekly at this point.
Very important, guys, if you didn't know.
Very important. But, like, that whole backstory is fucking sick, and, like, they do a good job of, like, wrapping it up pretty quick, but, like, not too quick. So I think it'll work out really good. I could definitely see, like, a long season 3 being, like, the end of it.
That's, like, the thing that was, like, heartbreaking, though, is because, like, when we talked about Kaiju 8 when it first dropped, we're like, dude, this is, like, one of those new-gen animes that drop a season each year, and it's going to be so awesome to watch, and so excited for it. And it's like, bro, like, it's done next year. You know, Hell's Paradise, that's done in January, I'm pretty sure. Like, the manga's already done. Like, it's got, like, 60 chapters left. Like, season 2 is probably the last season. It's like there's so many bangers that came out and that premiered that had the promise of, like, the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and they're ending in 2 to 3 seasons. And it's like, bro, that is, like, soul-crushing. Especially because, like I said, DanDaDan's sick, too. But DanDaDan's always in some legal trouble or some Twitter beef. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the longevity of that doesn't sit well, you know, as the only one that has promise now to, like, keep going. Gachiakuta, God bless. God bless. It was the saving grace that kind of came in. Because it's like, all right, here's a new gen anime that could hopefully go the distance for several years. Because my understanding is, I'm not caught up on the manga yet. I think tonight's the night. We just get it out. Yeah, ooh. It's that or finish season 2 of Apothecary Diaries. Both of them are really good options. But
very viable.
Exactly, you know what I mean? But with 24 episode seasons, like, Gachiakuta could catch up very quickly. You know what I mean? And you don't know how long the manga's gonna keep going, so I pray that the manga goes on for 700 chapters. That's just my opinion. And we kind of get a couple of seasons out of it. But yeah, it was just it's just kind of heartbreaking when you kind of, like, looked at some of these new players. You kind of had hopes for several years, and it's like, damn, they're ending already.
I feel like a lot of that is attributed to kind of, like, not to get too deep here, but, like, people's attention spans aren't as long, and, like, you're probably not going to see a Naruto, One Piece, Bleach type, like, 6, 7, 800 chapter or more, like, run of manga. Like, even like Tougen Anki, Sakamoto Days, I think they're, like, in the 200s for chapters. I'm not sure about DanDaDan because that's, like, the one thing I haven't spoiled for myself yet.
Yeah.
So, like, there are a few that, like, run longer. I forget what Gachiakuta is at, but it's well over 100. So, like, they're sizable, but not, like, kind of like you're saying, like 5, 6, 7, 8 years of, like, long-standing, long-running seasons.
Yeah, I hope Sakamoto Days goes on for a long time too, though. Because the problem is, it's a Netflix anime, so I don't know, like, genuinely how popular Sakamoto Days is. Like, I genuinely have no clue. It doesn't really pop.
Or full stick with it.
Yeah.
Like, animes will switch studios and, like, you know, just business decisions and stuff, but, like, that doesn't mean they'll stick with Netflix. So hopefully they work through it, because there's so much content and a lot of really good stuff too as Sakamoto Days heats up. But yeah, you never really know.
Yeah, and that's what like I really kind of hope for, because like I am enjoying Sakamoto Days. It is pretty goddamn good. Like it's solid. But let's move on to another 24 episode anime other than Gachiakuta. The other one, Tougen Anki. I thought that was pretty cool. We talked about last episode. You were kind of like, hey, it does heat up. Like people are on the fence right now, kind of like hate watching it. Kind of like, yo, this sucks, but we hope it gets better.
Good pun.
We're kind
It
of there
heats
too.
up.
Oh, it does. Oh, I didn't even realize it. It's awful.
So bad. All right, continue.
But you're like, yeah, like, in the next couple episodes, it could hopefully, pop off. It really starts to like ramp up, and like people like might kind of get into it more. I actually thought that this was really cool. How they're like, hey, the Kishin, children of Kishin, right? These special children that kind of appear when the Oni are about to get smoked, which I think is kind of crazy. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a little last stand. Like, oh, you think you got the Oni beat? Let's send in the OP children.
Introduce the toughest kids ever.
Dude, I love how they're mad about it too. Because like, the way he said it, he was like, yeah, these fucking kids show up every time we're about to win, and then they come back. And then here we are. He's like, we should have ended this years ago, like hundreds of years ago, but we can't. It's bullshit. Like, I like how he was like actually like frustrated.
It's built such a good dynamic, and obviously, having read the manga, like, you don't really get that sense of like victory or justice from like either side, which I think is really good. It's a little ambiguous. Yeah, but the Oni having like these 8 special children and they all get like an element, I think is really, really cool too. And it leaves Tougen Anki open to be like a longer standing manga when you could explore each of these like children individually or like with an arc.
Yeah, and I thought that was dope how like they added to the blood power system, you know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, well, these special kids, they actually have like elemental abilities, which I think is sick. We ended up figuring out our boy was fire, which is really, really cool. I think that was awesome. I also liked how they did the element system, because I feel like whenever you do elements, it's usually always, 3, 4, you know what I mean? It's usually
fire, wind, earth, water.
Yeah. And then they're like, yo, let's add like ice, light, dark, let's add an all. I'm like, yo, that actually is kind of sick. I like how they had like a lot, because it adds a lot of like versatility to them. And I'm really interested to see what happens, moving forward. Because first of all, like I haven't read the manga for this one. I want to know: does the teacher know about this special ability that the children of Kishin have? Did he know the entire time that our MC was one of those Kishin children? And then number 3, does he know how to train one? Because how are you able to train a children of Kishin when you've never had the like elemental ability? How do you explain that to somebody? How do you train that? Do they have the same like limitations too? Like if they're like the special like OP, Oni, right? Does him going berserk happen as easily as the other Oni, or does he have a better tolerance for it? Also, how does his element, work with that? Can his element get out of hand? So like there's so many questions now with this one thing being added. Like I cannot wait for like the rest of this 24 episodes to kind of be like, yo, how do you explore this? How do you explain this? And how do you like work with this?
The one thing I will say is like, without spoiling too fucking much, they do a really good job of keeping it in a way like in this school aspect. Like they're training these young Oni to be like powerful and like use teamwork and shit. Like
yeah,
some of the arcs go off of that, but they do keep that school vibe. I think it's tough to like go into detail before maybe the next episode, but they do a really good job of like making these like children of Kishin like very good characters. It's not just some like OP like writing block. Like they have the arcs based after them, and it's really, really good. I think Shiki being the MC, like having the fire ability, and like we got to see a very small portion of it this episode. Really, really good. Really well done. I think it's badass. But once we get introduced to some of the others, I definitely think it'll be like a huge moment. I think it'll really pop off because like as you get deeper into like the Momotaros versus the Onis, like definitely pick a side because like there's a lot of like ambiguously pieces of shit on both sides. And the teacher, the only thing I'll say is like major Kakashi vibes. After reading the manga, definitely reminds me of Kakashi.
Well, here's the thing that kind of reminded me about Shiki is like Zuko. Am I far off?
Oh yeah.
Like Zuko, because like whenever you think like MC, right? Like the good guy, and it's like there's an element. It's usually never fire. Fire is always like the bad guy. But in Avatar: Last Airbender, fire show. I didn't mean to do that one.
Top tier stuff.
Yeah, like Zuko was like an amazing character because he kind of started off as that villain, right? Who belongs to a very prestigious, royal, strong family, but has always been kind of like the outcast, had a lot of expectations on him, very emotional. I feel like emotional and fire kind of goes hand in hand, I guess, but ends up kind of like fine-tuning it and becoming like a beast, you know what I mean? He kind of like walked that like that wire, that line of like good and bad, and I feel like that reminds me a lot of Shiki, how Shiki has like this like very prestigious, like he's, a child of Kishin, you know what I mean? very, very like OP and strong in that way, but like his moral compass is kind of all over the place. Because I mean, right now he's not even against necessarily Momotaro. He just wants to avenge his dad. You know what I mean? Who was a Momotaro. So I don't think he would hate all of them because he loved one of them. You know what I mean?
My man, you haven't read the manga, but you are cooking. I'm not even gonna say anything more than that, but like that's the main theme of like Shiki is the MC. Like it's very ambiguous as to like who's really evil, and it's not just like Momos versus Onis. It's not that simple, and that's a really, really great aspect of it. And Shiki being like kind of like a caring character, very similar to Zuko. Well done, brother. But like it definitely shows in the manga, and I'm sure it will in the anime. It's like not that simple, and there's a whole arc like directly based off of that like dynamic.
And that kind of like feels genius too, because like I said, like his stepdad was like Momotaro. So like, and he didn't know about that. He didn't know about Oni Momotaro. He didn't know about any of that. So like when you kind of think about it, he's kind of like, yo, like I cared about this person. Like we even saw like in the first episode, you know, how shitty he felt. Because he's like, yo, I've been such like an asshole to you. I've been like so like rebellious. You know what I mean? He said so many things he did not like mean. He wanted to take back. He wanted to apologize for. He wanted to thank him for everything. You know what I mean? So like he cared so much, and the way his father was taken from him, you know, is like devastating. It impacts him, but it also shows that like, yo, wait, he was Momotaro. Like some others can be like that. You know what I mean? Like they can just be people too. They can be fathers, husbands, you know, brothers, sisters, wives. They can be like get good, you know. But his whole drive, his whole rage is based off of one motherfucker who I cannot wait till he gets his hands on him. You can tell that it's gonna be a crash out of the year, going just ballistic.
Yeah.
Like that's the funny thing how they're training his like what is it called? Like his like stability. There it is. His stability that they're trying to like train up his powers. Bro, let's be honest. The second he sees that guy, he's going straight berserk. Like there's no way he's controlling shit. He's just gonna let loose and just go off on that guy. But I think that if that plays more into the story, it adds more depth to Tougen Anki, which I think people would really, really like, and it could like sway people to be like, all right, yes, actually, is this like a solid anime? It's like we said in the last episode. Like it seems like so many people are on that fence where they're like, is this shit? Is this good? I don't know. It has a lot of good stuff about it and a lot of bad stuff.
I feel like right now the anime, like the next episode is pretty important. It really needs to pop off and kind of deliver like Shiki versus Tsubakari. Like you want it to deliver and have like really good action. We've got like good backstories. Like the white-haired guy was a lot of fun. You know, Chainsaw Man Jr. He's a cool character, and like he's got some lore built up in the story. But like, hopefully next episode really delivers, because as far as I've read in the manga, it's very, very good. The arcs are long. Like I feel like that makes an anime a little better when you have like a longer arc, not too long, not, you know, we're not talking One Piece long, but like long enough that you can get invested. Like, yeah, we're not talking like 400 episodes, Dressrosa.
We're not talking about like 4 or 5 years of arc, you know what I mean? Like it's one season at most.
Right, a season, but it's still like helps you kind of dive a little deeper into like the backstories and the villains that you get accustomed to in that arc. And Tougen Anki does that really, really well. So hopefully like next episode pops off and people are like, all right, this shit is legit, because it really is entertaining. And again, to reiterate, that Momo versus Oni dynamic is not as simple as like it seems right now, and it gets more complicated, and I think that's really, really sick.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that, because it's also with the blonde-haired kid. Is like he's like the same way, where he's like his dad right was Momotaro and like abused him and shit. So like you can tell that his rage too isn't against necessarily Momotaro, it's against his dad. You know, so like I like the strong people and the people we've like met so far. Their intentions aren't against like the people of Momotaro. It's against very specific people. So I cannot wait until we like move forward and we end up finding some people like Momotaro who are like good and like help them out, or like, you know what I mean, or kind of like fight alongside them, and they're kind of like, oh, like, you know what? It's gonna be like a Haku situation from Naruto, where you end up meeting the enemy without knowing they're the enemy, and you're like, oh, like I fuck with you. You know what I mean? Like we gotta fight. Why? I feel like I cannot wait if we have one of those moments.
You do? That's all I'm gonna say. They're like the next arc is very much predicated on that, but that's all I'm gonna say.
Let's go. Let's go. Tougen Anki seems like it is going to be
good stuff.
Solid. It's going to be amazing. You know what's solid? You know what's amazing? DanDaDan. The Kaiju 8 fight. Let's go.
Honestly, even dating back to last episode, like very, very fun. I feel like, first off, the animation was amazing. Yeah. The way Ira was like tethering to stuff, insane. And it was really cool to get like a really cool episode of her this season, because we've had plenty of like Gigi and Ken and Momo. It was nice to see Ira get some love, but dude, the animation was insane. I feel like this episode was really, really good.
Bro, there were so many moments that had me crying, like when Evil Eye throws Gigi's backpack. It's like, fuck it. And then you think he just disappears into space or something, but it just bodies the kaiju like 4 or 5 minutes later. You almost like forget about it, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, like, oh my god, the kaiju's gonna get us, and then BAM! Backpack out of nowhere, just
smokes him.
Just levels it, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, it's so
Dude,
good.
The comedy in this episode was so on brand. It was so well done. Like, the screams, everybody screaming and like running for their fucking life was like really entertaining and like very comical. And then like you get like the situation with the backpack and like the sweat, like the dude's leaning on him and hits him with the sweat and he turns an evil eye and he's just like in his school uniform, like lurking over him. I want to kill people. It was like so funny. Like that awesome brand of DanDaDan humor was in full effect this episode.
Well, the fact too that Gigi suppressed Evil Eye, and it was like, oh, that was a close one. And Ginto's like, and then it goes flying, and then boom, he's there. And he's like, what's
fat
up?
ass cheeks.
Yeah, it's like Ginto, you so fucking good. Asshole, bro. Like, are you kidding me? Like, stop. Like, you're sabotaging. But Ira though popped off. Ira's like, all right, I haven't had my episode yet this season. Let's let people know I'm so badass.
I feel like they foreshadowed it with the like the composer music episode. Yeah. Like she was clearly like a step or two ahead of Ken. Like she's really, really good. And it was cool to see her in action because like she kind of carried this fight. And Ira was dope as shit.
Well, she also got her reward because when Ken was carrying her, she was like unconscious. And then Momo just like, that fucking skank she's awake. Get off of him. And then you see like it turns and like she's like drooling. She's like, oh my god, this is the best. And she's just like bear hugging Ken. Bro, had me die. She like rips him apart.
Momo's like, give me the steps back that I walked you. So good. Again, like comedy was so good this episode.
Dude, it was awesome. I'm really interested to see, like, they seem like they have a limitless amount of ways to just keep it going. Because I originally thought that the next step would be against, like, that other race, those other aliens that we kind of saw from the beginning of the season where, like, the zombie lady, like, ripped off her mask and it was, like, a fucking cyborg or something. I'm like, oh, I guess they'll be next. But no, it's going to be Ken's, you know, golden testicle. And it's going to turn into a kaiju, which is going to turn into a 3-fight event. Which, by the way, massive Black Clover vibes. I loved that. I don't know if anybody remember from Black Clover when, like, they turned the house into, like, I don't know what it would be, like, a robot. And they started fighting with it.
So sick too.
Bro,
like
that's what they did at the end of this episode. They're like, all right, let's turn this house into like a robot. We're gonna fuck up this kaiju. I'm like, oh, I'm all on board. Like, this is awesome.
And it's like, oh, like you're into sci-fi, like, or that's my domain. Like, let me think of this. Just like super creative, and that's one of DanDaDan's assets, and like what makes it exciting. The whole nanotechnology, like, oh, we rebuilt the house out of this. Let me make like a giant Buddhist warrior. Like, yeah, really, really well done. And, like, the whole space kaiju thing, I feel like a couple weeks back, we're like, oh, DanDaDan keeps you on its toes. Like, you know, it's really impossible to tell you what's coming next. This is, like, the perfect example of it. 2 episodes of just, like, a random space kaiju giving them trouble. Perfect.
Dude, it was so good. It was awesome. And like I said, like, you can go anywhere with it, and it's fun. Because you can do anything. You know what I mean? Between, like, aliens and spirits. Like, I think that kind of stuff's cool. Like, I actually, like, love animes like that focus on, like, spiritual stuff. Or, like aliens and stuff. Like, it always just is, like, super entertaining. And DanDaDan's like, alright, let's take all of that and let's just throw it into this anime. Like, who says we have to go to one or the other to that? You know what I mean? And they just keep having fun with it. And you keep introducing characters that focus on different things that keep them involved. Because Momo was very into spirits. That was her thing. And that's how they met. And Ken was like, yeah, no, spirits, like that, ghosts, that doesn't exist. Aliens?
Not real.
Aliens exist. And she's like, aliens? No, they are fake. Ghosts are real.
So true.
So that's how we have ghosts and aliens with them. But then also, like you said, Kenta, he's sci-fi. You know what I mean? He's into all that. This is his domain. So we have, like, someone who's, like, sci-fi kind of coming in. We have, like, enemies or, like, opponents that deal with that. It's like, I feel like they can keep adding characters that are kind of like a dork in one field. And then it introduce a whole class of, like, enemies that they go against. And it just keeps evolving this anime, which is just, honestly, at this point, just becomes so fun. It's so entertaining, and it's so comedic, and it's just so easy to, like, enjoy, laugh about, joke around it with. It's awesome. It's been really good this season, too.
Really good this season, but, like, you have hard-hitting backstories, you have really entertaining fights. Like, DanDaDan has everything you need from a shonen, and there's a lot of source material, so I feel like this will be around for a while. DanDaDan is extremely exciting. It's funny as shit. It's, like, very, like, down-to-earth. Like, you get a lot of, like, goofy scenes and stuff, but that's what makes it so great. And then you get amazing fights, too. Another really good episode, and, like, the side characters do really well, too. Like, this episode, Ira carried. She was really good. Like, yeah. I think that's part of what makes DanDaDan super good. Like, our main cast feels like it's still kind of building and like you're getting extra characters. Really, really good.
Well, like, they're kind of all over the place because like at school you have a bunch of characters that you keep like growing around. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of people that they keep meeting and interacting with. Like the school has its own like plot line, you know, and like Kinta, he came from there, you know, and now we also have, you know, Ken's harem apparently that he's somehow built, but then you have the other side of it, whereas the spiritual side, the alien side, the fighting side, and that keeps growing as well because like we've like dealt with people, we've fought certain opponents that have now become allies. You know what I mean? And like there's a blend between the two, like the science thing. I forget what that thing's actually called, but like the one thing that's come to life, like the body statue. I don't know what the fucking thing is called. It's from like
Yeah, I know what
anatomy
you're talking
class.
about.
It's from like an anatomy or biology class. Like that has to deal with both. You know, Kinta, Momo, all of them are like between the both. So like it's really cool. You have like all these different sides to DanDaDan, and which again just keeps it like limitless. You can really do whatever you want with it, and you don't have to have it end. You can just keep making stuff up. But I would be interested to see how would DanDaDan end. Like, what would be the final move?
It's so archaic right now. It's like hard to see like
There's not one
what
full
the end
plot
goal
line.
is. You know, it's not like a revenge quest or like, you know, good versus evil or like Kaiju, like where we gotta kill Kaiju 9. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like that. So it's tough to know, like, yeah, what an end would look like or what it would be like. I definitely think like there's a romance aspect between Ken and Momo that like will be explored. Maybe not heavy, but like we've already got like a few clips of them like
I can see that.
getting close.
I can see that being how it ends. You know what I mean? It's kind of like they kind of get together and like go off to college or some shit. You know what I mean? And they still have like all
Yeah,
the chaotic stuff around them, but it's just like a part of life. You know, it's not a
it's a
normal.
true, just a true power couple,
Yeah.
paranormal power couple.
And then you can just have like a sequel where it's like their kids, you know, then become a part of it. So apparently that's what JJK is doing. Like, what the fuck's up with that? Okay, as someone who like reads JJK, why are they dealing with aliens now, bro? Like, it's actually insane. I heard about that. It was like, yeah, it's like Maki and whoever's kid, and there are apparently aliens that are after them, and that's gonna be the sequel.
Oh, I've read it. I've read the first 2 chapters.
What do you think?
It's cool, but like it's literally like aliens show up on Earth and are like they have cursed energy too. Like I want to
Of
give it
course.
like a few chapters to like develop, but
It's
yeah.
Boruto.
Boruto's kind of sick, especially like towards like the later stuff, but I hope it because it's supposed to be like 6 months long, like not a very long
Oh,
like
really?
serialization. Yeah, very short, three
Okay.
volumes, 6 months. Like I just hope it's a fun story. Like cool, we'll get some cool battle scenes, but like 6 months is a really short serialization. So I hope it's good. Please don't fuck Jujutsu Kaisen harder than you already have. And they're like, oh, it's like a threat on the level of Sukuna. Like, all right, bro is the king of curses. Like, we're just gonna throw that title around now. Like,
Yeah, we're gonna have some random
okay,
aliens show up, bro. It's
let me give you like 6, 7, 8 chapters before I judge. But yeah, we'll see.
let's work on dropping the next season of JJK. My thoughts, like let's do that, or better yet, Chainsaw Man. Like better yet,
Ooh,
yeah,
yes.
bro. I'm gonna be honest. Like Demon Slayer the movie, like really got me hyped up for Chainsaw Man because anime movies this year have been nothing but perfect. I mean,
Fire, dude. That
it's been
Chainsaw Man movie is gonna pop off, dude. Way bigger than the Demon Slayer movie, I think.
so I
Maybe
didn't
not in terms of popularity, but Chainsaw Man is gonna be a better movie.
I didn't spoil it, but apparently around Demon Slayer dropping like last week, Chainsaw Man dropped a new trailer where people are like, "Yo, this animation looks fucking insane."
So good,
I
dude.
haven't seen it. I don't know if I want to just keep it as a surprise because I mean, it's in a literally a legit month when it drops. No, I think it's like October 19th or something like that. And I'm like, bro, I like low key just want to be surprised. I just kind of want to just go into theaters and be like, oh my god, this is amazing.
So good though. It's gonna pop off. I think this will really take Chainsaw Man to like kind of like the top. This arc is so good. It's super dark and has a ton of like story implications. So if Chainsaw Man doesn't take off after this, I don't know what will.
I think it took off after season one. Like, did it not? Like, why? Why have we
I
been
saw
waiting this whole
people,
time?
like I feel like people bitched a lot about the CGI, but it wasn't.
They
I
always
thought it
do.
was decently well done. Yeah, always. I thought it was pretty well done, and the animation was good. Mappa did a good job.
Like from what I remember, the only thing was is that everyone was like, "Hey, yo, it's kind of like Chainsaw Man versus JJK," and JJK just won, and they went and they dropped a shitload of material.
Fair.
So I'm kind of hoping now that JJK is kind of like slowed down. Like, yo, can we like ramp back up? Because like they're dropping the movie for the Rize arc. Like, I would love this to be a massive success, and then we kind of get like season 2 and so on and so forth, and it kind of pops off. Because you said there's 2 parts to Chainsaw Man. how far is the end of part 1 after the Rize arc?
It's not that long after. Like, it's kind of a continuation, but like the end of that first part is insane. It's amazing. It's fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Do justice to it before we even worry about part 2, which is like fun in its own right.
That's what I'm kind of saying though. Like, just drop part 1.
Akima is the fucking GOAT. Amazing villain. Do that justice. If I'm Mappa, I'm a JJK fanboy. I gotta go, Joe Tattoo. I want you to do that right. Shinjuku Showdown is gonna be sick. But do that last arc justice. Chainsaw Man is an amazing story for part 1.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if part 1's so good, I would love for them just to animate part 1. You know what I mean? Just kind of make sure you get that out there.
Even do it like in movies. Even if they did it in movies, like you know, the Resi arc, like the next arc and the last arc, I would fucking love that. I'd be here for that. I don't think they will, but like I still think that would be a very viable option.
Okay, so is the War Devil in part 1 or is that part 2?
Part 2.
Damn, so I'll say I've seen some panels, and I'm not gonna lie, I think Makima's kind of been replaced. I'm just kind of saying, like, if you animate her,
is a nut.
If you animate her, bro, I think the internet's gonna go crazy.
Makima was like the sexy Dami Mommy type, where like, you know, everyone's like, ah, oh, damn, she's hot. Like Yoru is like goofy as shit. Asa's goofy. They're like klutzy, but then they're like a strong ass, like incredibly powerful devil.
Yeah.
Very similar to Denji. Like it's like Makima, but a different side of the same coin. Really well written. It's fun, but you know, Chainsaw Man, you know, it's drawn out. It's a little weird. But very good. Part 2 is sick. It's weird as fuck.
Yeah. Dude, I gotta finish Apothecary Diary Season 2. I caught up with Gachiakuta, and I gotta get into reading Chainsaw Man because, like, bro, there's just too much stuff out there. Like, how can anyone have enough time for it all?
There's not enough time for it all. I love Fujimoto's art. I think Chainsaw Man is really raw and like kind of tough, like the art style. That's what I like most about the manga. Very, very good art style. Very unique.
Yeah, I cannot wait to kind of get into it, and I'm definitely hitting you up multiple times because what deterred me from reading it like a year ago was everyone's like, hey, it's mad confusing. I had to read it multiple times to understand it, and I have the reading comprehension of a squirrel that is dead. You know what I mean? So I instantly was like, I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to get it. It's going to go way over my head. So I might have to be hitting you up.
It's tricky, but I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen was harder. Jujutsu Kaisen was like more in-depth and less explained. Don't. Let me save you the trouble, brother. Don't.
Okay.
Chainsaw Man is like, it's a little tricky, but there's worse stuff out there.
I feel like I have to read Chainsaw Man because you're not going to animate it. You know what I mean? Or you're not going to animate in the time I want. JJK is different because you fucking drop 2 seasons in a movie like that. I know you're going to, like, finish it, like, real soon. So I don't have to, like, worry about it. Chainsaw Man, though, especially because, like, how do you think Chainsaw Man is going to do, like, in theaters? Because, like, Chainsaw Man doesn't have the fan base as Demon Slayer, though. You know what I mean?
It might not do as well, but, like, it'll be comparable for, like, a way smaller, like, sample size, like crowd size, I guess you could say. Chainsaw Man will definitely do super well because this is like a huge arc, very, very important.
And here's
like, there's a lot of story lore here.
Yeah, and what I'm really excited about for it is that Chainsaw Man's fan base is so fucking diehard. Like, you can't help but absolutely love Chainsaw Man, but also it had time off. So I think the anticipation for the movie is like people have been waiting for years for it. Like, we've been waiting for new content, so that could also help boost it. But as you can tell, we have so much coming out that's incredible in anime. Like, it just doesn't get, it just keeps getting better. It really does. It's getting more and more insane. I even forgot JJK is dropping in January. So like I said, fuck reading that. We're literally just gonna be reading Chainsaw Man. I'm just saying. But if you guys saw the Demon Slayer movie, let us know in the comments down below. What did you think of it? Because of course, you got the haters, you have the glazers. Where do you sit? I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna do a video on it probably later this week, probably gonna drop next week. I think it was a phenomenal goddamn film. If you like Demon Slayer, you're gonna like the movie. If you don't like Demon Slayer, guess what? You're gonna fucking hate it. Alright? But hey, if you buy the ticket, it's more money for them. So, I mean, if you don't like it, just don't watch it. But if you like Demon Slayer, you're gonna absolutely love it. That is it, guys. A lot of videos dropping. We're gonna be talking about 2B Hero X later this week. It's gonna be awesome. Season 1, phenomenal. The last episode, phenomenal. Or was it? We're also gonna be talking about Demon Slayer. It's gonna be so much fun. And the fall preview is coming up. It is going to be incredible. And again, a ton of Sleeper anime videos are going to be dropping. So I hope you guys are excited. Hope you guys have a phenomenal rest of your week. That's it, guys. Have a good one. And peace.